Hello everyone, I'm Sensei David and welcome to IshinFit. Before I tell you what IshinFit is, I want to tell you why it exists. For much of my life, I struggled with my weight. I was 200 pounds at age 11 and 350 pounds at age 13. At my highest weight, I weighed over 420 pounds. I knew I needed to change, but like many people, I struggled to find something I could stick with long term. When I was younger, martial arts helped me get into better shape. I trained in Ishinryu karate, Gojo-ryu, and Taekwondo. What I discovered was that martial arts made exercise interesting to me. I had goals, I could measure progress, and I could see myself improving. Years later, I found myself facing a different challenge. I was heavier, older, dealing with injuries and physical limitations, and I needed a way to become healthier again. I became wheelchair bound, have MS, congestive heart failure, AFib, stage 3 kidney disease, spinal stenosis, torn rotator cuff, lymphedema, neuropathy. I couldn't walk, wasn't supposed to lift more than 10 pounds. I was constantly racked in pain. For me, the first step was food, since I could do that with my current limitations. I started looking honestly at my eating habits and making changes. I got rid of my microwave. I started practicing intermittent fasting. No quick processed foods for me. I started using smaller bowls and dishes to help control portion sizes. I reduced the amount of meat and fats I was eating and increased my consumption of beans, vegetables, and other whole foods. One of the biggest changes I made was removing junk food from my house. Now, that doesn't mean I never eat cookies or treats. It means I don't keep them sitting around calling to me. Instead, I keep the ingredients. If I want cookies, I have to bake them. What I discovered is that I'm often lazier than I am hungry. If I have to mix the ingredients, bake the cookies, wash the dishes afterwards, suddenly that snack doesn't seem quite as necessary, and I grab some fruit. When I do bake, I might make 4 cookies and freeze the rest of the dough or give it away. These small changes helped me regain control of my eating habits. The next challenge was exercise. Truth is, I never really enjoyed exercise for the sake of exercise. I find most workouts boring, but I did enjoy martial arts. Martial arts gives me structure, goals, a way to measure growth. So began combining the things that worked for me, that were given to me by the dozen or so physical therapists and occupational therapists I had over the years during my numerous hospitalizations. Mobility training, strength training, breathing exercises, meditation, personal growth, and martial arts movements. Over time, that became IshinFit. IshinFit is not a fighting system, it's not a self defense system, it's not a sport. It is a wellness and personal growth system inspired by martial arts principles. Our purpose is not to create martial artists. Our purpose is to create healthier, wiser, and more complete human beings. We focus on 3 areas: stronger body, sharper mind, fuller spirit. Everything begins with our breath of renewal and builds from there. I'm still on this journey myself. I don't claim to have all the answers. I'm simply sharing what has worked for me in the hope that it might help someone else. If you're looking to become healthier, move more, learn, grow, and build better habits, I invite you to join me on this journey. Thank you for watching. And remember, we start at Ishinryu but end with a whole person. Stronger body, sharper mind, fuller spirit. My journey started with me at over 420 pounds. I now have a dry weight of 333 pounds. I'm healthier, able to lift more without damage to my heart, and much of my pain has been minimized. I will be uploading the next couple of months the movements I have collected and adapted and my exercise regimen. If you use a walker or in a wheelchair, never exercise, or haven't exercised in years, I hope you are blessed by these. Thank you. Have a great day.